We did it, yeah. Ooh, hello. Hi again. Yes, after an hour or something, yeah? Yeah. Okay. You start? Exactly. So you mentioned it, it's about ascension. So this is the main point we are here about sharing knowledge about the ascension process. My name is Nikos, and I have a website called Feel More Than Fine where I'm sharing valuable knowledge for everybody to know about our ascension process, about how to raise our vibration in all possible ways. And yeah, that's why we're here. Um, yes, this started mainly back in 2007, 2008. I was still DJing in nightclubs around the world, and I had this day that I was reading a book about the reconnection, and it's about the power of healing with your hands. Yeah. So Eric Pearl, I don't know if you know the guy, Eric Pearl. So it was a book I read from him, and right after I mean, not because of the book, but it was just a period I was working really a lot in the night, and I had this day that I was feeling so bad that a friend of mine, she told me, "Did you ever try Reiki?" And I'm like, "What's Reiki?" And she's like, "Yeah, this is like a Japanese technique that I have a friend, she's doing that, and you can go to her and you can try." And say, "Okay." So I was there and I tried the Reiki session, and this completely changed everything. I mean, since that day, I completely changed my way of seeing the things around me, and I start being more. I was already in meditation for a few years already, but Reiki brought me the biggest change in my life, which since that time, since I learned Reiki, I never stopped doing this to myself. So I learned a lot of things about the energies and about self-discipline and cleaning my aura, my energy, and that was a kick of starting the whole thing. Of course, many other synchronicities came around on the way, because I also saw like a few movies about Zeitgeist. I don't know if you know Zeitgeist. Zeitgeist. I saw, the two documentaries with Jacques Fresco and everybody, and I was also traveling a lot, and I saw also Earthlings, who was about animals and how we torture animals, in the process of creating meat and everything. So it's many things that happened synchronistically at the same time, and I can say that 2008 was the year that I really started to wake up really, really strong. I was doing mainly the work myself. It took like a few years actually, and actually I was having the intention to help change the world. Yeah, so I started this project in 2010 called Feel More Than Fine, which was doing healthy dance events in Ibiza. That was the place where I started the whole thing. And the idea is to create a movement with healthy dance events, and also combining it with a holistic approach. And I started participating more and more in volunteering in holistic events. So back in 2010, I have helped to co-organize an event called Healing Ibiza, which was actually letting a lot of other therapists from around the world come together and share what they know, and do all kind of workshops. This event still exists today. It's like there every May, every beginning of May. This event is still there. It's like, I think now the 7th year. So the intention was to create a powerful movement around the world to help create change. So I can say that maybe with Feel More Than Fine, I didn't really do this directly, but with a lot of work, volunteering for many causes, because I volunteer for many things. I'm doing volunteering work all the time, continuously, since 2009, 2010. So this was the beginning that mainly this work started. And also doing my healing work with a lot of people, taking care of personally people, the Reiki suites, like we do a lot of work treating people. So it's a lot of also distance healing. So it's continuously work on one person per time. Yeah. So so that's the way to do it. That we don't want to affect the masses necessarily. We start one by one, and then changing one person's life, it's already a lot. Yeah. Yes. Yes. There's so much to say, like we have like this time here, and there's so much I can share with you, like so many things, so many memories come back to me. It's like so much, but I'm trying really to put things like in more just to go on the surface of things and go a little bit deeper. But I mean, for me, it's very important that our listeners understand that everything that to do starts first with self-love. That I really took a lot of time to be with myself, and really I had these periods that I really isolated myself for a long period of time, and I went a lot in the nature, because I realized that if I really want to change the world around me, it's about changing myself. So changing myself means that I had to go through certain ways of thinking to completely release all matter behind me, everything. That I had a car, and I had great place in my apartment in Greece to live with my family and everything. And I released everything, and I left, and I said to my parents, bye-bye, I'm leaving now, because I have my own intentions and I don't want anything. I just want to release everything behind me. It was 2011, 2012. And I left everything behind me, and I want to live in a camping with a one little tent, and just living there for 6 months close to the sea and taking care of people. Yeah. So it was like, for me, 2012, because of the Mayan prophecy, was the time to change things, to start creating the new earth. Of course, you know later that this prophecy happened a little bit later, because you have some delays, yeah, of how the energies worked. But I mean, what is important to know is that there was a lot of work, and still a lot of work I'm still doing with myself. Like I continuously staying, and a lot of self-love, a lot of taking care, a lot of meditation, you know, to keep things flowing, because we, as I said, we are vibration and we are frequency, and then we have to, in order to create change, you have to understand that one of us being strong vibrationally, being love, we have the power to just go anywhere and change everything around us. We are frequency, we are vibration. And that's where the idea of feel more than fine came, because feel more than fine is the idea of always doing the best to feel more than fine in the core of your being. So for me, it was this. For me, it was about getting inside and really see darkness in me and embrace my darkness, and then come as zero state of beingness without like balancing my female and male energies, and being there, and it's continuously there and going now. You know, I'm really now on it, but it took like a lot of work inside of me, and then therefore, like now I can come to the music part, because I'm DJing. I was DJing for 10 years, and I'm producing now for also 10 years. And I mean, we are all artists, and then art is the best way to express ourselves. And I mean, Prince is just gone, you know. Like for me, it's just this the artist that inspired me more than anybody else. Is somebody I truly love, because I mean, as we all find now, he was an amazing being, and I resonate with him. Or I also, I think many of us they see the light also in him and whatever he did. So for me, he's let's say moving to the higher realms, because for me there's no negativity in death. It's just changing vibration and changing frequency, and moving to higher realms, and there's nothing negative about it. It's just that from this, like from Prince, I know he reminded me that we all have a little prince or princess inside of us, and you should never forget this, because you know, Prince, he did all this light work all his life, but you all see him shining everywhere and always doing his thing of art and creating music and doing his thing, you know. So I believe that all of us should be also not forgetting our sexiness, you know, and stay on it, and stay, because sexiness is light, you know, and then we have to not forget this, and keep it there, because we are all beautiful, and yeah, stay on the line, feel more than fine. Yes, this is the way. This is the way. It's a continuous work. It's continuous gratitude and continuous work to be aware with the light and be thankful for the light and do the work with the light. And it's all about the light. This is what the message is coming through the latest days and weeks and months. This is what's coming through continuously, that we have to be continuously aware that we are creators all the time, continuously.
Yeah, yeah. You said that to me the other day, with like a little prayer per se, an affirmation to how was it, to remember that to always be present. What was how did you say it? Well, I always have my own version of it, but it was to remember that I'm always present, you know, with the Creator.
And to be pure Christ, to be present in the moment, and to be pure Christ, because we are all pure Christs, all of us.
Yes.
So DNA is changing from carbon to crystalline, and we are all ascending, and it's all happening right now in our bodies. And this is something that more and more people become aware now. We had like a first wave of ascension back in the September 28, 2015. That was very strong. And then we had another now in March 2016, and now it's coming the third wave. So it means that from 7.5 billion of people, we have already now almost 5 billion people that are starting to be really awake. So this is huge. And then we have another 2.5 billion that needs to wake up, and then we can all move further. It's already happening, I mean, but I mean, the more people become aware, the more, because everything we see around us, we see like a lot of things happen, a lot of negativity, but this is just light, you know, and then we have to see it and not let it affect us, but just see it, observe it, and then this is the truth that is burning everything and is bringing clarity to our lives, and we need to see it, to see it without letting it us affect us. Because if we have self-love, and if we take the time to be really in our core of our being, nothing can affect us. I mean, we have this power. This is the power of the human being. The human being is here. I mean, Prime Creator had recently said this, gave in this message that through channeling, that we human beings, we are the ones who can only help Mother Earth to ascend. So it's not the animals, it's us who can do it. How can we do it? We just take off our shoes and ground every day and do the work with ourselves. And the more of us do it, the easier our lives become in our own realities, and the more we help around people around us. You know, I live here in Germany, and I'm the only one going to the park and doing this kind of work. I'm like, come on, when are these people going to wake up? You know, when are these people going to understand that it's so simple? Take off your shoes, go in the ground, and just do a few minutes every day to just connect the energies. It's nothing complicated, you know. But it's like taking time before the people start to mimic, you know, because it's all about mimicking. It's all about, because you cannot force. It's free will. You cannot force upon people to tell them, oh, you know, you have to do this. They will never do it. so, but if you show the example, then it's easier. Yeah.
Yeah, it's said that it's show by example. You said it exactly. You know, it's I think that's the best way to get people to maybe understand. You know, to see you do it, and I think, you know, see you change your life in one way or another. And people are like, well, this person's really happy, and I want to know why. And then when you start telling them, it could be something as funny and as easy as taking off your shoes while taking a walk to the park and doing that. But you
somehow
know,
it's echoing, Sonia. Somehow
yeah.
it's echoing somehow. I don't know why.
Okay. Yeah, you're echoing too a little bit. But I hopefully it can be heard okay. Are you still there?
Yes, I can hear you. It just feels like interdimensional.
Well, you know what's funny? Well, you're echoing too. It stops and then it goes away. It stops and it goes away. But you know what I heard about that with the Google Hangout? You know what I heard about when it echoes is that they're actually tapping in and listening to the conversation. I know that makes you think, huh?
It's like echoing is very special, you know. Like, I don't understand a lot of what you say.
I'm sorry it's echoing so much.
Much better now. It's all good now. Okay, great.
I said I was watching other interviews on YouTube with people doing these Google Hangouts, and it said that when it echoes, they're listening in on us.
Ah, okay. All right, I see.
Get it?
Okay.
So
I see.
Yeah. Moving on. Hopefully it doesn't echo too bad, but it does come and go when you're speaking too. We kind of just got to ride that energy, I guess, because there's nothing much we can do about that.
When it starts to echo, you know, you've been listened, so it's no problem, nothing to hide, you know, but it's also good to know that these people, they also have to take care about their systems, because otherwise you're not going to be able to talk to each other. So
Exactly.
So it's a protection, but at the same time, it's like they have to take care of it. So yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Something came to me. I was guided. It came in when you were talking about as far as being in a Christ-like consciousness. Could you maybe explain a little bit to people who are just starting to wake up and on their journey of what ascension means, and
Yes.
what that process is? So people who are watching this, and they're like, well, what are they talking about? Maybe start like a 101 type of explanation.
Yes. So I will say it very simple way. Our DNA, it has a certain structure, and this structure now is changing, and it's going through an interdimensional trip. We used to be in a three-dimensional world, where it's like you have the 3 dimensions, and then we moved now to the 4th dimension, which is time, and then we're moving to the 5th dimension, which is like in a higher vibration. So vibration is like the way that atoms are moving in our bodies. Everything around us is vibration. Everything that we see, everything that we all the things we see around us, it's all vibration. It's just atoms that are vibrating a certain frequency. That's why you can see it. So we have now on the planet, because we have like a certain amount of energy, certain amount of photons arriving from the central galactic sun, which is God, she's Father, Mother, God, which is like the source of all creation. This is a cycle that happens every 13,000 years. So this huge amount of energy coming inside, it's creating this change in our DNA. It's like a kind of mutation, you can say, and this is actually helping the process of evolution. So we are here to evolve, and ascension is exactly the fact of the change of our DNA becoming from carbon structure to crystalline structure. So this has a lot of consequences in our being. In a very simple way, in our bodies, you have certain energetic centers, as you know, the chakras, and then these chakras now they start to we start to have now even more energetic centers. Like that maybe it's difficult to understand for our listeners, but we have some certain energetic centers in our body, but we have also external energetic centers out of our bodies, and it has to do with our aura, and it has to do with our connection with the source. So as our DNA is changing, we are becoming aware of these energies, and there are things that are changing in our realities. We have, for example, the power to heal with our hands. We have the power to move objects. We have the power to connect with each other telepathetically. We have the power to teleport ourselves. We have the power to move between walls. I mean, it's all vibration. So I am not in there, I cannot move objects in all of this, but I mean, I can see that my hands, for example, since a few years are becoming much stronger. Everybody has a gift, and everybody can use their gifts, and so it's about really being aware of this, and really doing the work with ourselves to understand that the ascension process happens in each one of us, whether we are aware of it or not, all of us. And it might sound that some people feel like they are getting sick, but actually they are not getting sick. It's just that they need to understand what happened in their bodies and to really adapt. Like we say now that, for example, I say this example again about Prince, that he died from flu. In my opinion, he didn't die from flu. It was a certain ascension symptoms that have been misunderstood, and then they gave him some kind of vaccine that actually probably it was his destiny. You know, I don't mean anything bad about this, but to me, when I see a guy 57 years old that passes by at such a young age, for me, it's like it sounds like there was some misunderstanding about the ascension process. So there are many people out there who are not educated about this, and this is the information that has to come out. But more people that have to understand that we are going through that right now, and this is the most important aspect of humanity. This is why we are here. We, all of us, whether we know it or not, we came here to do this. We came here to be witnesses of this ascension process in our bodies and out of our bodies, and then do the work with ourselves. Simple work, to be silent, to be peaceful with ourselves, to take care of what we eat, like to eat high vibrational foods, like avoid alcohol and avoid all these things like white sugar, like meat, and eat as much as possible things that come from the nature, close to nature, so our bodies can get used to this change, and we can easier adapt more smoothly to the change of what's happening. And when you do this, then of course you become closer to the higher energies, and we become more pure, and then it's like we are birthing again the Christ in us, because the Christ is not out of us, the Christ is in us, in all of us. So all of us have it. All of us we are ours, all of us we are Christ, all of us who have incredible reasons to be here, each one of us.
Absolutely. What came to me while you were explaining that is how would you explain to someone who is in questioning their worthiness of this process, who feel like they're not a part of this process, and maybe not realizing that they are of it, a part of it, and they are experiencing it just in their own way? How would you suggest that they come into alignment or find a little more clarity and understanding of what they have to do, or what it might, how it could be a little bit more clearer of if they're going through it, like to know if they're going through it?
I believe that the biggest master teacher is in us. But I always say, feel more than fine whatever you do. It means that I don't want to preach anything about what is right or wrong. I think that everybody knows in themselves to feel what feels right and what feels wrong. And by that, by doing a little bit of disciplined work every day, for example, I started doing meditation, just remaining silent, just being aware of my breath and just being present, and getting interested only about spending time with ourselves in nature, taking off our shoes and being silent for a few minutes to maybe a little bit longer. What I suggest is always our age in minutes. So every day. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm now 45, so I meditate 45 minutes minimum in my day, and this is bringing a lot of stability in my being. So I say the same for everybody, that if you can spend this time every day, the benefit is huge. That once your brain understands that it can have some rest, then many other things start to fall in place. So for me, if I have to say to the beginners, because everybody's light worker, is no exception. Even the people who don't know nothing about it, they're all of us are light workers. We all carry the light, and all in one way or another we want to do good. There's no exception to that. And okay, of course we have this satanic and all these theories and all that. There's all these other energies that happen around our world, but we have to be strong, observe it, because it is very important to be able to observe also darkness without letting us affect us. It's very important. We cannot close our eyes to that. We have to see it, because let's say in 10 years or 20 years from now, when these things become history, we will always be able to remember and see that, okay, humanity went through that, and you know from the mistakes that we did in the past, because you are responsible about what happens, that we don't have to go through that history again, that we can create a better life for all in the future lives as well. Yeah.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So would you say, I'm putting myself in the perspective of the people that you're speaking to. So say if I was someone who lived in the dark for a long time, and I don't see myself being worthy of being in the light or doing good things for whatever reasons, you know, at least for myself, I know that I have found through forgiveness and self-love, I found, you know, a way or that path to get into that space. Would you say, again, do you agree that that's the best way for someone who's just starting to wake up and understand that?
If somebody wants to change for better, the easiest way is to ask for help. And where you can ask for help, your angel, your guardian angel. You ask your guardian angel to help you every day. Every day before you go to sleep, you ask for protection, and you ask your guardian angel to help you. And you can go further. You can ask Father, Mother, God. You can ask whoever you resonate with, but you have to ask for help. If you,
Yes.
but I mean, if you really want to change, you have to change yourself. So it's very simple, actually. It's not so complicated. They are just around the corner. They're always there for us. They're waiting for us to ask for help all the time.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. It's a
Exactly.
beautiful thing. Yeah, I feel their presence every day, and the 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 I want to say the messages, the guidance, the way I'm being shown how to do things, and you know, who to talk to, where to go. It's becoming clearer. The signals becoming clearer. For my process, it feels like as I ascend and start vibrating higher, the signal gets
Absolutely.
clearer, and
Absolutely.
it's really beautiful because it's gotten me to the place where I'm at now.
Laughing is very important as well. Laughing is very, very important.
Oh yeah, yeah. Who you laugh with too makes a difference.
I laugh with myself.
That's funny. I do too. I do too. I think I don't know. Maybe sometimes when I'm out, I'm laughing to myself. People might think I'm a little crazy, but as they do say, as you become more connected and more conscious, the crazier you look.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I was always the crazy one, wearing all this crazy color pants and everything. Also before, also now. But I don't care what the people think of me. I just always say, okay, if they're laughing about me, I made something good today, you know? It doesn't matter if they're laughing at me or not, I don't care. So for me, it's all about making people smile around me. And that's, again, the principle I have when I play music, because we're coming back to this, because that's what's also touching a lot in me that I want to talk about my passion and music. And when I play, it's the same thing. And I always like to see people smiling and laughing around me. It's not important, I mean, who is actually playing the music, but it's important that the people are dancing and enjoying and laughing. And I have witnessed a lot of negativity in the nightlife because of alcohol and all these other energies. And this is something that has to change. This is something very important, because a lot of people in the world are not aware of the negativity of alcohol. I want to talk about this now. That is really not just from a health point of view, but also from a holistic point, spiritual point of view. It's really affecting our energetic centers. There is a video that I have shared that you also saw that is proving this in a scientific way, what happens to our energies. And okay, if you see around us, you see a lot of things, but nobody thinks alcohol, I mean, a glass of wine or a glass of beer can affect the energy, but it really affects. It's really, really affecting everything. And therefore, that's why we are the movement I have created in 2010. So about doing healthy dance event without alcohol, because it's about coming back to self and dancing and celebrating, but in a really, really the way It has to be done so we can be able to interconnect with our nature and with others. And then once we do that, then the real sexiness can come outside, and then everything becomes more beautiful again, you know. So to me, as a DJ that loves his work and passion, for me, I mean my way of working, it is I prefer to really do smaller events and people can come and enjoy in these conditions, and then from there we start to build these new earth realities where more people can come together and understand the power of what we are doing together. And from there, this is a good foundation to move on in our lives, each one of us. And once we become aware of these things, that what's around us, then we can really start to create the new. And I see in this a great way to move forward and focus on creating the new, and not really look around in any negative thing around us, and then amazing things happen. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. It's a beautiful way to see the opportunity, you know, to create the new in that, because a lot of, I would say, you know, the industry has been really jaded through time, and it really has hurt the expression, the true expression of music, the creativity, and the beautiful the way it's really created. You know, people don't understand. You know, I'd say artists who are creating the music or expressing themselves to music understand a little bit more than
Absolutely.
the norm. So that, you know, that is a way of channeling energy and expressing yourself. And when you, I guess, you poison yourself in whatever way, you know, it stops you from really taking in that vibration that is really true, you know, meant to raise you up, to raise your vibration. So
Absolutely.
that is one of the main things that attracted me to you, was the intention that you were putting behind your music. And I want to, you know, talk a little bit about that, about, you know, how you're putting out the vibration on is like 432 hertz, and that's really something special. Do you want to talk about that a little bit and enlighten people on that?
Absolutely. Yes. We have 42 hertz frequency, but there are also other frequencies that are very beneficial for our well-being, like 528 hertz frequencies and many others. That the 432 hertz frequency is the frequency that is following the spiral of evolution. For example, if you look around at the plants and look everything in life, it is growing in a form of a spiral, because our planet, our galaxies, our galaxy also, our universe, when the Earth is moving towards the universe, it's moving also like a spiral. So everything that is created around us, it's with a Fibonacci sequence, and this is the 432 hertz frequency that we are using in creating music. That it is called the natural sound. So I've been creating music on this like for a few years now, but I've been perfectioning mostly this year. And it's about creating dance music on this frequency, and actually you can experience something different. You know, to me, you know, I have to tell you something about music, is that there are many theories about past music on 440 hertz and conspiracies and everything. But I have recently, I listened to a channeling from Prime Creator, and then somebody asked Prime Creator and say, how much is your frequency of Prime Creator? And Prime Creator said, it's not possible to measure my frequency, the frequency where he is, because it cannot be measured in hertz. So you cannot measure love in hertz. Unconditional love cannot be measured in hertz. So I believe, you know, that we have all these theories about hertz and frequencies that are very important because they can help us. But at the same time, when you are dealing with unconditional love, and when you are connected with our higher self, then love and light goes through our bodies, and everything transmutes everything. So everything we do with love, there's no really reason to just think about this on hertz and frequencies. It's just about doing things with love. So for me, it's like a little bit like trying I do this work without being too much into the knowledge of knowing everything I do, but just being in the state of not thinking anything and just doing my work with being in connection. Because when I play music, I don't think, it just flows inside. It's not me who plays. It's just channeling the energy.
Okay. So would you say that that is the best way to connect with music, when it's naturally harmonizing with you? Would you say that connects you more to source? When
I say to use the knowledge we have, because I'm using it. But
yeah,
at the same time, I say also to do the work with ourselves, to be grounded, because it's not just enough to use the frequencies. It's also enough that the channel, who can be a singer, can be a musician, can be anybody, that they really do the work with themselves, so they can really express the love and light through their being. And this happens by emptying ourselves, by being present in the moment. So I mean, most musicians, they know what I'm talking about. I mean, if you are really present in the moment, when you play, you don't think. You're just there in the moment, and you are creating in the moment.
so being per se, to clarify it for those who would be watching this, being present and being in a space of alignment with the intention of wanting to connect more to the higher frequencies within self and the universe through music would be a
Yeah.
way of doing so.
Yes. So taking care, because if I see a DJ taking a glass of alcohol and drinking, I'm like, okay, one drop of alcohol is enough to take you out of your vibration. So there are many musicians who are not aware of these things. So once you know these things, then you can really become more present in your art, and then through that comes incredible results. That is my observation so far. So I'm doing my best to help as many artists as possible to understand this. You cannot change everybody. You can just spread the word and see what happens.
Absolutely, absolutely. As they say, you can lead your horse to water.
Sorry, what?
As they say, you can lead a horse to water.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
say what would be the one thing that you would give advice to the music industry? I would say to DJs all around the world. What would be your suggestion to help them express their their
Well,
musicianship?
what's more important now is to always think everything around ascension. So to me, it's about creating the conditions to be in an environment that we can celebrate in close to nature. It's like, for example, I can't imagine a better idea than doing festivals, open air festivals, with dancing barefoot on the ground or on the beach, and having fruit juices, and eating raw vegan food, and having great sound frequencies, and all that together. So I mean, this is for me the perfect way to create heaven on earth in celebration. And if this talks to people, I think this is great. Of course, there are many other ways, but I believe I think that things will change eventually, also because we are here now and sending out the intention. And hopefully, yeah, we make this movement a little bit bigger, so we can come more of us together and create this change in a more in a stronger way, because it's about us coming together, the ones who understand the power of what we are creating.
Absolutely.
That is the reason we connect as well, me and you.
You know,
Right?
yeah,
Maybe it's
absolutely.
time. Maybe it's time to talk about your events. What you are doing?
Well, I would say my intention is to create something new. You know, I spent many years, I would say all through my 20s, um, building and working with the music industry here in Chicago where I live. And it was a beautiful thing because it was young, it was fresh, it was an untapped scene, you could say, here in Chicago. It was something that I was creating, was because Chicago here is known for its underground house music, and it still is that like that today. So in my 20s, I was able to be a part of something beautiful, with working with many DJs. I always tell the story. It was over 150 DJs that I was working with at the time, and they all had their own style and their own creativity. They all had their own path. They wanted to express themselves in many ways. Some of them were a little more well known, and then some of them were they were just starting to be known. And I was got to somehow got to be known as an outlet for people to come to be able to express themselves. And I loved that opportunity, and that's what had inspired me to start the event planning company, Soulsense Productions, back then. And I was like, great, I have all these people that want to play and want to express themselves. I'm going to create an environment where they can do that. And I kind of spiraled from there, and I loved it. You know, it grew from underground rave parties to doing smaller venues and then medium-sized venues. I started working with some local television, and I started managing some local artists, and it was a beautiful thing. I got to my peak, and when I started working with Trax Records for a while, and at the same time when I was running my own little independent record label. And it was beautiful. I loved it. It was a beautiful expression of my creativity. Because I myself wasn't a DJ or an artist who got, you know, on the mic, but it was my way of being able to create something. You know, I find it's awesome to be able to bring people together. It makes me feel good because I feel like I'm helping and I'm creating in some way. Things have shifted since then, and my intent now is to uh, bring in the new. Back then, things progressed, but it was jaded, you know. And to talk a little bit about how you were talking about as far as, you know, the scene was about partying. You know, I did partake, so I'm not knocking it at all, but my mindset back then was completely different than, you know, who I am now in my journey. I woke up back, I would say, in 2005. I was really always guided, and I always knew I had angels, but where I really understood what that meant, and the level of what my path was then. When I woke up, I went through these huge transitions personally and with family and with my business, and I knew that I wanted to create something new, and that meant me stepping back, and letting all that go. So that's basically what I did back then. But I still, in my heart, all these years have carried this enormous love. There's no words to express how much I love music. It's a part of me. It oozes out of me. It comes into me. I gotta have it in my life every single day. And to answer your question, is to my intent now at this stage is to create something new. Not take the old, but create new music, work with new people, new DJs, new artists, and create the Soulsense ascended version of what the music industry, I feel, could potentially be, and give the opportunity for artists to express themselves in the, let's say, 432 hertz version, you know, where
Absolutely.
where they're really putting out life-changing vibration through their music. And those are the kind of DJs I have been praying for. I've literally been asking for years to please ask the universe to align me with these kind of people who are on their path of ascension, who could really understand who I am today and understand my intention now. And I'm literally going day by day, you know, just like this interview. This is something completely new. And I've been blessed to cross paths with you and, you know, be able to create, you know, co-create this opportunity and see what, you know, that could bring. I believe in when you are expressing yourself and your true divinity, the universe will line things up for you to make, you know, those things happen. So my goal one day is to build enough momentum so we can work together in person and put together the most awesome maybe festival here that with all conscious DJs, and have, you know, the cold pressed juices and smoothies and all organic and vegan food, and you know, the amazing self-expression through dance. And I want to do all kinds of amazing things. And
it's already there already. It's already there. I just have to see it and grab it and move on. It's already there.
I'm in the process of that, and I'm seeing that. And as I was talking a little bit with you earlier before our interview, it's coming in bits and pieces. And when I'm as I say that, when I come into alignment with those words, is it's literally at the pace that I can bite and that I could chew. But now I feel like I'm being urged, like I could feel them pushing, like, you know, like say if I'm walking, I could feel them on my shoulders pushing me a little faster and faster and faster, because the time is now. We can't procrastinate. We got to start creating now, because the energies are there. They're there to support us. The angels are there. The universe is aligned.
Absolutely.
You know, where there is a pinnacle in our ascension, and we will get there. But the process is now. You know, we're waking up now. Those who, you know, have woken up to the path of understanding that we are light workers. Yes, we are all light workers, but we all have a specific role to play. And I know that I've, in my heart, that passion that I could never let go. Now I can understand, and I can see clear that it wasn't meant for me to let it go. It was to create something new. And that's such a blessing.
You can still make tricks while surfing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Because surfing the wave, it's just also making some tricks. You can have fun, you know, because if you just surf, it's boring, yeah? We want also to surf, to do tricks.
Yeah, exactly. I want to surf. Exactly. I want to do something that I really don't know how to do, because
tricks on the surf.
Yeah, exactly. So that is my intention. I know I have a vision of what I want to create, and I'm taking one step at a time. You know, beginning with, you know, creating something new. So, you know, through my YouTube videos, through my social media, you know, posting out affirmations and information about alignment, you know, especially about disclosure, getting that information out there. You know, it's very important that people know that we're not alone in every single aspect. We're not alone in spirit. We're not alone in the physical. We're not alone in our galactic universal structure. And, you know, I've been putting this information out for years. You know, the moment that I woke up, I was like, the world's got to hear about this. And I guess, you know, coming into alignment with that in this very moment as I'm speaking about it is, I've been doing it for a long time, creating it. And it's just reaching different stages now. I think now I want to focus a little bit more on the musical part, because the musical aspect of things is very, very powerful. I want to add that in with everything else I got going on, you know, like with the YouTube videos that I'm creating. I'm about to take those to the next level within the next month or so, with the podcast. And I'm going to keep doing these beautiful interviews like the one I'm doing right now, to bring the messages and hopefully create, you know, beautiful events in the near future. I'm out there connecting with people now, and getting ready to do that. My intention is all for the greater good, and I'm going to, you know, do it as much as possible, even if we have to have, you know, big festivals and have big projection screens that are, you know, have all the UFO footage, you know, that's been captured, and have it pumping out with sacred geometry going. These are the visions that I have in my head. It's bringing the new energy. It's many years of planning. You know, I have a friend that I used to work with, and my a DJ, beautiful soul. We resonated on that level, and it had been a long time that I had seen him, and I went to a picnic that I was invited to, and he looked at me and he said, "I know you've been plotting. What are you doing? Because it's been a while since I've been really present in the music industry." And I explained a few minutes ago why I stepped away. It was really about concentrating on my ascension, and regrounding myself and developing a new relationship with myself. And I found that through self-love. And you mentioned that earlier, and I have made several videos about it, and I post stuff about it, you know, all the time, that you have to start there. You have to find a relationship with yourself. Many people that I have spoken to, you know, they don't even understand what it means to love yourself. So I teach my clients to begin in a space, just start by liking yourself, who you are, and developing that relationship with yourself. You can be in a space where you can say, yeah, I really, you know, I'm really starting to like that part of myself. And where you could eventually get to a place where, like, I love myself so much, I'm amazing, and I want to, you know,
yes,
you know,
that's the point.
yeah,
That's the point.
yeah, yeah. It took me a while to get there too. Yeah, it took me a while, actually. You know, I want to share that. You know, I actually fell in love with myself. There was a moment, and I'll share that here today, you know, with you and the world. I was sitting on my couch, and I don't know, I was watching TV with my daughter, and my ego was like nonstop that day. It was like, well, what are you doing? Why haven't you done this? And la 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 la. It was like this. It was like a constant chatter. And I literally looked at my daughter, and she was looking straight at the TV, and I looked at her, and I was like, would I ever treat my daughter like that? Like, verbalize what I'm saying to myself to her? And I don't know, something shifted right there, and I was like, I would never treat my daughter that way. I heard my higher self say, then why are you treating yourself this way?
Absolutely.
I literally started just crying, bawling, like in a hard cry. And my daughter turned around and looked at me, and she's like, oh my God, Mom, what is wrong with you? And I looked at her and I said, I just fell in love with myself. I just fell in love with myself. And after that day, everything changed for me. I didn't look at life for myself again, like the same way at all. And I started to change my life around, and I developed a new relationship with myself. And that peace I found, and just accepting myself for who I was, and accepting the ego, that, you know, that reptilian stem cell that we have, and understanding what that actually meant, and coming to alignment with, you know, my expanding my third eye, and, you know, wanting to change my life, and watch, you know, as you spoke about, changing my diet, and you know, changing what I ate, what I put onto my body, into my heart, into my soul, into my mind, into my spirit. I completely shifted my life, as, you know, you went onto your journey. And that's what I have been doing, and that's just why, you know, I wasn't proactive in the music industry, and I watched it change so much. And when I attempted to step back into the old, it was just butting heads. It was not working out, and I was like, okay, I was like, this isn't gonna work. You know, this is not gonna work. So that's when I came into alignment. After that, I'm like, all right, let me do my work. Let me do what I'm supposed to, help to clear that energy. That's what I did. I came into alignment with that, and now I'm present, and I understand that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, what I'm doing right now. So,
absolutely. Amen.
Yeah. So,
Amen.
So I guess that's a long explanation to your question, but I just want people to know too what my intent is through this interview, you know, and I want to take things to the next level and create beautiful opportunities for people, for their enlightenment, for their ascension, for their journey, because I'm here to give so much love, not just to myself, but to share it with my family and my friends and all the people out there. Because I truly, the moment I fell in love with myself, it's just very important to say, is that I fell in love with the world. I fell in love with the world. I love you guys so much. I want you to know that every single person that I see on the street. I want to give my heart to love and light, and I cry when I see people suffering and hurting, and like I'm getting emotional and tearing up right now just thinking about it, because I know my path now. Like, I know I'm here to walk this earth to help raise the consciousness. That is, wow. There is no words for that. And the only way that I can express that is by doing and creating and showing myself and the universe my true potential of being a part of that process. That is the biggest blessing, the biggest gift. It's bigger than ever becoming a rock star, you know, in a world that no longer serves me, which now I came into alignment that I understand that I'm going to create something new that's going to be so much better. So much
Absolutely.
better, not just for self, but for everyone. No. And this moment here is evidence of that, and I'm so grateful for that. And you know, I want to thank you, Nikos, for being a part of that journey. You know, you from from the moment that I crossed paths with you on the internet, I knew, I'm like, I have to talk to this man. I have to, you know, try to, you know, become a friend to him, because he's the type of person that I want to be around and I want to co-create with, and I know I'm meant to do
likewise
some work with. And we can start here by co-creating and starting that amazing new energy and going from there. And then again, you know, thank you for your time and your energy and all of the information. Believe me, there are going to be people who are going to watch this and are going to really appreciate you and your work.
Yes, and I like to say something just to end this. It's about transparency. So we have to all learn that there are no secrets anymore, that we have to learn to not anymore hide anything, to just spread the light and spread the information without keeping secrets anymore, because that's essentially the only way to move forward. So sharing knowledge and being transparent, because anyways, everybody knows.
Yeah, they do. They do. That's funny. They do. You know, I think the most. I think something that I want to bring to light is what I'm feeling and being guided is the transparency is, in other words, too, is to let your light shine. You know, show the world who you really are, whether you think it's beautiful or not. I think in that's you know, that's a beautiful thing. Many people out there, you know, don't believe they're good enough to express themselves, and they live and create a reality that is not really in their highest intent. And you know, they work jobs that they're not really happy in, and they're not living out their passion because maybe they think they weren't able or capable or worthy. And I want people to know that, you know, that journey to finding yourself is not the easiest, but it's the most fulfilling and it's the most important, because we are all light workers, and when you step into your purpose, you are able to give back to creation, and that's what the universe loves, you know, God loves, you know, the Christ consciousness, the intention through that, you know, the Buddha-like consciousness is to be good to ourselves and to each other and allow ourselves to be who we really are, so we can really support this new world that we are creating. You know, if you have this yearning to quit your job and do, you know, what you're passionate about, then I encourage, please, with all my heart, you know, the universe, you have to trust it will definitely support you. You know, I'm living that right now, and really an awesome feeling. So trust that no matter what. Yeah.
And I want to say something else just to finish this. You mentioned before about work, and I like to say about work that I believe that everybody should take care to not work more than 4 hours a day. It maybe sounds crazy what I say, but you know, self-love goes also from that we have to learn to be more kind to ourselves and give more time to ourselves, and make sure that we don't work more than 4 hours a day, because it's really slavery.
Yeah, I know. It is, you know, but right now we still are between the third and fourth dimension reality, and we are all, we have what we perceive as what we've created so far is, we have responsibilities, we have families, we have bills, we have, rent we gotta pay, all that. And I am praying and manifesting that sometime soon, and it is, as you can research for yourself, we are in a time of huge changes, and world abundance is going to come soon, where we will be able to express ourselves 4 hours a day in what we would call work, and be able to have everything that we need.
You know what Sajarma said? He said that if you want to have things, you should be able to release joyfully everything. And it's paradox. It's a paradox, but with a joyful release of possessions are coming to us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it goes from that,
Yeah.
I mean, I have experienced many times. So for me, this way of living, it works for me. So I'm here. I'm alive, proof that it's here.
Yeah. Everybody's on their journey, and are having their own experiences. I would my intent is to get to that space where my spiritual career per se will support me, so I can do this 24 hours a day, because for me it really doesn't really stop, because I'm always working as a light worker, and as an ascended being, and with who I've come into alignment of who I am. I came here and manifested here to assist to raise the consciousness, and I know I have a role. So for me, I'm always trying to figure out ways to make that happen. So I, in one way or another, am always working. But I love working. I love doing what I do, even with what I consider a job. And I told you earlier, I'm an Uber and Lyft driver. That is my job. But my true life's path is I'm a spiritual being, and I have a spiritual career, and I'm here to help raise the frequency of humanity through my work, and also through my healing, as far as like my crystal light work that I do, and my Reiki healing, and all of my beautiful expressions of that nature. But as far as like job goes, I even love doing that, because I get the opportunity to have access to so many people, and a lot of my light work I do in my car. Actually, I have great conversations with people, and when they open that door, they ask me, what else do you do? Then that's the opportunity, for me to let them know. And a lot of people, 9 out of 10 people, want to know more, and they're intrigued. And I know that I've done my work for the day. So right now I'm in a good space, and I really appreciate everything that I'm doing. So I want to be able to send that love and light out, and I hope everyone is able to find their path on that level, and be able to do everything that they really want to do, so they can be a part of the new world, the new creation.
And so it is.
And so it is. Yeah. So it is. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Nikos. You are Namaste. You're an amazing heart. Thank you once again for taking the time. And I send love and light and all the blessings in the world, and we will connect very soon. And may you have a blessed day.
You too.